Utie oha extra punk no. Needs FM.
Babetina say Abedi Hunkomo, and we would agree, say, or strong views on so many things. Now, quite bullish, and he says it as he sees it. Into you feel say you bet me who indeed some judge, but then the underlying and say, is he becoming notorious, infamously for say every baby a mema wa betria no lead kwa na dear ne was pervasive sentiment no. You better answer that yet me adwendwene ehun. So now, what will you take about the same national service or Mahama office?
Okay, we take 2005. Me service in 2007, 2008. Me service now say in I think October of 2007, and we in July of 2008. And so we said there was a lapse. Normally we be university now. The next year now we was service.
Right.
I went back to Nigeria. I tried to start my own company in Nigeria. I tried to do events management with Guinness Nigeria, and me back to Ghana. I started my IT company in Ghana. Websites in the and see, at the end of the day, I applied to do my national service because I realized most of the things that I trying to even apply for jobs near the idea. Besides, say why a national service and it became clear to me that it was a requirement. I had made up my mind tell me be year Juma Ghana, but not Ghana, and I had to do my national service. In the course of doing after applying for my national service, at that time, my catcher that I say I had met Farouk Aliyu Mahama on campus.
Third year,
About first year. So we knew each other. I knew his mother, Haja Ramatu. I knew his father. God bless his soul. I applied to do my national service. When my posting came, my posting was to the office of the president. Now, we check it, National Service Secretariat. They don't do postings to like the office of the vice president. I don't know if that has started now, but as far as I'm aware, you post here. The office of the president is where the postings are done.
In fact, the office of the president is deemed to be a ministry.
Absolutely, not the office of the vice president.
Yes,
and your posting for the office of the president now. The office of the president has the right to either reject or change or request for specific people. Now, you are now split up into the various units under
the government machinery.
The government machinery. Some of the national service personnel were chief of staff. Some were office of the president in Ankasa. Office of the vice president. So that year, 5 of us were sent to the office of the vice president.
Now, you also called Castle Annex.
Exactly. And see, I was sent to the office of the vice president, and it was easy for me when I saw my posting to the office of the president. One of the first people I called was Farouk and said, "Hey, I'm going to work in your father's place." And I had a year.
As Farouk had no hand in the posting.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Farouk was trying to find his bearings at the time. You understand me? No. I mean, these are real facts. I mean, he was trying to find his bearings at the time, so he had no control in his father's office. I went there, and we were 5. A lady called Rakia, another one called Sakina, myself, a gentleman called Richard Osei, and then another person who was the nephew of His Excellency Aliyu Mahama, who we called Nashiru. Yeah, 5. And you call a service hall, 3 men and 2 ladies. In fact, you call honor the person we reported to. Hey, my friend say my classmate were parliament and nana parliament together. Ya wabinga samwa. He was senior advisor to the vice president at the time. He's the one we reported to. At that time, Obia Obeye, cabinet secretary under President Mahama, at that time was secretary to the then vice president, Mr. Roger Asonwini. So these were the people I met there. We were then told, say, we needed to go through what was called a security vetting. So they call Castle Annex, Blue Gate. Emma Ehono, one of my booklet be with questions in it. That booklet, at the time, if my memory serves me right, it was about 12 pages long. Several questions. Uding, baby ayewo, umame ding, siblings. Yeah, bisa to even former lovers. So girlfriend, current girlfriend, ni ding baby ote, ni former
post to a any post scrutiny.
Yeah, national service, the one won't be was our questions, no. But going to work in the office of the president as a service personnel, no, it's a security installation. And there is a security vetting done for everybody. When I was finally appointed by President Mahama as a communication specialist, I went through security clearance. And it is Blue Gate that does that. And I went there. And in one of the questions there was, do you have any political affiliations? Inform no, if national security still has their records from August or I think September of 2007. Somebody to me have forms now, but who say mature or say I'm an NDC person. Withdraw NDC. At the end of the day, I was a national service personnel. No, I was not an appointee of the president. I was not a political appointee.
What do you make of a political dispensation of which I do a sensitive area? Now, what to me, I am honest enough to admit that you are of the opposition stock, notwithstanding your man. What do you make of such?
Maybe it's because of what I brought to the table.
Oh,
because at that time I was handling a lot of, I was doing a lot of IT stuff. I told you I was IT oriented. I said, what exactly do you do? At that time, there was no IT person, IT professional working in the office of the vice president at the time. And again, like I stated, as national service personnel, a lot of your job was, call her, document way, call her, your way, your memo way, print type way, mommy. You didn't sit in any. In the 10 months or so I spent doing my national service, I never sat in any meeting that was political. The closest I came to any meeting was bring us tea or come and serve water.
But with your IT background, you could have been eavesdropping.
Eavesdropping how? Eavesdropping how? On who? I never met with the vice president one-on-one. Never. The closest I got to the vice president whilst doing my national service was through Roger, the secretary. Honorable Yawabian Samwa Asumao with documents Pakomano. And the distance between the offices and we're all on the 3rd floor of the castle at the time.
Roger was the secretary to Ali Mahama.
Yes.
And Roger was the secretary
so
to
why do people not have issues say Roger he was secretary to Vice President Ali Mahama, became cabinet secretary to President Mahama.
Because you're not a civil servant.
Now, national service personnel, we are political appointee and you're even less than a civil servant.
So what do you make of
it was service to my country? So I served my country in whichever capacity. What do you make
of such situations, say, MPP Aba, John Kufuor Pens, said they're walking. Roger would have been in the NDC prior to John Kufuor Bano system.
Why are you seeing it that way? I don't know who say John. Because there is no. You know why I'm saying? You know why I'm stopping you? Because there is no evidence of Roger's previous political affiliation before he served in President Ali Mahama, President Kufuor's Aban. But in John Mahama Aban, there was clear evidence say why Juma with an MPP government, but he was still trusted enough to be not just a secretary, but the cabinet secretary. And cabinet is what runs the government. And if you want, I know where you're going. You want to talk about political tolerance.
Okay, now
let's go on that point. Political tolerance. You need to salute President Mahama for being confident enough. Now, one to say NDC food soldiers be brave. Ebu fun penyin for no and that both Professor Mills and President Mahama say ye fa MPP for be brave ma ejuma. I can give you a typical example. When President, I'll give you one example. If I could, the women organizer for our also West Wagon. MPP ababa we buy no. Yet ne ba ejuma wo boss. Ye fa ne ba ejuma wo boss under Kwame Wadaku under John Mahama in 2016. In January or February 2016.
Very the sensitivity of the place.
MPP about the buyer. No, the first thing they did at boss, Obi Ayafa 2015, 2016, go proceed on leave. Emma Eka, women organizer, no car, and a woman organizer also show be say NDC about a buying nasi crap on the buyer near Juma or no any party buyer no. Ya pamoneba.
Okay, now
political victimization.
Menya Sancho. Ali Mahama and John Kufuor Omaba at the back of 2000 election.
Yes.
Now John Rawlings had been there for 8 years. And Roger, a secretary to Ali Mahama.
Yes.
Then Osafwado, who had been previously driving Nana Kunadu, became the official driver for John Kufuor. So I want to find out what sort of security setup on here wa ubetimi ama obi a no drive oba panyina dwa Kunadu. Obeba be the official driver for the next president John Kufuor. Now Roger, being in the system previously, becomes the secretary to the vice president.
You know, I will not sit here and seek to give an answer to this question. As I say, I believe that there are people more competent who have understanding of security clearances, to answer this question. But I think, sir, we must come to a place in our democracy where everybody must be entitled to openly say, sir, me supporti party way, and I'm me supporti party way. Nenso eba ejuma magana. Se nipa no betumi aye saa ejuma na e ma yen hwe party a osupporti yen fa no na onye ejuma obebo Ghana. Why should we not have Adakabre being able to say I support MPP and I support NDC? But ejuma ba na ye nem say ejuma we Ghana hia obi a obeye A na Adakabre yen na nem say he's the best person to do A no. Na ye ma Adakabre ye. Enwa e was CNN, Adakabre enwa e was CNN. Yes, see, Papa B within 91 years old. COVID ne kono. Sa papa no wedi butler e was the White House. Butler to 11 presidents. 11 presidents. What you must say? Don't you think we are creating a national security risk in this country? Say, Jefa, what they share? Share uncrofa one more year security to President, and I want to use President Mahama because I was a presidential staffer at the time. Share uncrofa one more year using one more as the security detail to President Mahama. I know for a fact that the state invested heavily in their training, both within Ghana and outside of Ghana, in VIP PU protection, close quarter protection, firearms. We had marksmen amongst them. Obi about to make chito within a second. Now we're aiming, now we're fire. All because they were protecting wine, the president of Ghana. We had a similar team taking care of Vice President Emisata. And then, your time sika bebre, they are training Sankrofo way in firearms handling, in close combat, and all of that. Not because politics, assasano. President Akufo-Addo aba, or the new crop of people aba. Yasan says same sikano edit training womo. Now those who were trained previously, and don't get it twisted, many of them are still very young active men in their 40s. Sesiano, you have rendered them jobless, but they are highly skilled armed men. Highly skilled armed men. You are creating a national security risk when you continue to throw away highly skilled people who are skilled in the art of high value protection personalities. That is why in the US, for example, the protection of every president is not left to who the president comes with. It's left in the hands of the Secret Service. We must have a crop of people called the Presidential Protection Unit. In fact, in the police service, your Presidential Protection Unit. But even with that Presidential Protection Unit, no, every government bar, yes, it's a police niya yenem se ne wofa bi eye MPP ni penyin ana ne wofa bi eye NDC ni penyin na onbe protecting. We need to have a crop of professional people ye invested training in them to protect our presidents. Look, said debia yesi nipa way eye party way nipa way eye party way we would avoid using the best quality skill. Shekoro na abai. NDC put up a COVID-19 team. Me can say they are the primus inter pares. Then so you had someone like Victor Bampo, who has been with the Global Fund, who was at the forefront, as we speak, or a director, UN, okay, on health issues. He was deputy health minister. He was at the forefront of Ebola control when Ebola happened. What would have been bad?
Do we trust ourselves?
That's the problem. If we continue like this, Adakabe, and you see, for me, at times, some of these things, when I'm having some of these discussions, I think about the future because you see, me a member of parliament. Echina, nyambere me adum ebi a deputy minister na minister bi. Echina me nimbe bi anyame ni mbe kwakodru. This country, I ask myself, me share me budget a afi na okodi 5. Me bisa me ho say, ejuma me ye eneno. Se Jerry bedi 30 years na offer hands at the parliament. Now offer ejuma ni papa ye no. Will he be proud of me? And will I have left a better country for my son? Because I had everything it took to make my wife go and give birth outside. Me wo mommy and son. Me yere will bear a month ago, my third child. I could have sent my wife to give birth outside this country on all occasions. But I chose to have my kids here so that my children will not have any other citizenship than Ghana. So that I can also make sure, say, I build a better country. Me here Juma no, yes, me here Juma man krofa o to abamami o, but me man so won betina on my way. Me can ho na ye say on my way ya. Dachi me ma babetinim. And that is why, for example, I took on the Speaker of Parliament and Parliament during the coronavirus issues. Because I felt, say, Adakabe, before being a member of Parliament, I'm a citizen of this republic. You may like Sam George or not like me, but you see me when I believe in something, I believe in it completely. Because I ask myself, coronavirus, Bresso, instead of us to sit there and look for monies and approve monies for the Akufo-Addo government to use to provide food for every Ghanaian, say 1 month and now 2 months, I bet fear. What Parliament's interest was, and he said, Yankoton Konya Fufro, my MPs. Abra Yankonya say, and that is why I wrote to the Speaker and said, I will not be part of such things because Sebita Fracho, if I'm not an MP and a midi MP, but me mayor the constituent. So Oyanyamabia say Enyamida. And then what right will I have to speak if today when I have the opportunity to sit in that chair, I am part of that the wrongdoing? And you may not like me, but I said I will only go to Parliament when there was issues related to corona at the peak of the corona. And that is what I did. And I refused to go to Parliament except when the finance minister came for us to approve stabilization fund. When the imposition of restriction acts came, Parliament, I took part in it. But for the loans and agreements, it will not help Ghanaians in the middle of the pandemic. MPs.
Utie Oha Extreme Punk no. Needs FM.